Okay, it's been a while since I've come on and done these recordings, but I figured I'd just come in and do an update. I just have a lot of things going on right here, telling a lot of stories this morning. So today is the last day for this week. The market will be closed tomorrow. So a good little move happened at opening. I actually got a signal here, and it basically corresponded with the 15-minute as well, with the same signal here. But I waited, and I actually kind of got in a little faster than I needed to get in, with which getting in here and just properly protecting this candle's high would have still gotten me the move here. But I kind of got stopped out because I didn't protect it. I'm doing something new when it comes to my stop losses, and so I was a little bit shy, which I knew better, but that's neither here nor there. But got back in here. We did come out in profit. Did not catch this entire move, but as you see, it kind of straddled the fence here. The bigger move was to the downside. If you see, I have several lines here, and I'll just explain what everything I marked out means. This is the previous week's high. I have my pre-market high and low marked off, the previous day high and low, and then I kind of just keep an eye out on the overall trend. Like when you see this green trend line here, this is the green, the bigger move based on the 4 hour. I base my moves based on the 4 hour or greater. You may see little lines like here. This is more of a short term move to just kind of let me know what's happening. And as you see, it once that signal came up, we got an initial signal here. I was looking for an entry somewhere around where this happened anyway, because we had so much power here, and this was resistance. 749 was resistance anyway. It basically did a fake out, broke out, came on back down. The blue lines you see here are my 15-minute high and low. I do this many markouts because it helps me to gauge where I'm going to go when I'm trying to get in based on profit, and how close my lines are to very um, uh, important supports and resistance that's already marked off. Very important support and resistance that's marked off. I try to keep a note of that, and I don't like to confuse anyone. So um, just looking at this surface level, it does look like a lot going on. But if we're seeing the move where you see the dot in blue, that's like an upward trend. Any color up, we don't, it doesn't matter what color it is, it's going up. So these were some indicators that actually built myself to kind of keep me mindful of what's happening in the market when it does happen. So got in here, went down here. As you see, we took a big move down. It broke the previous 4 hour dominant trend that was going on here. It broke this here. So this was holding up from uh actually for a while. It had been from here, and we broke it this morning. So that was a nice little move down. And we're closed tomorrow, so I'll be waiting to come back and do everything fresh on Monday of next week. But it was a pretty successful day. I noticed some things that I'm adding to my trading plan. In addition to, top bottom always wins, the top bottom method. What that means is that you go to your higher time frame, and if you're in doubt, move out. Now this white line, like I say, that's my short term line that I do, just to kind of give me a gauge on what's currently happening. um, all of this that I have on this chart is not needed. This is what I'm doing to keep me mindful of important spots for the day, in important zones. So without all of this, you whether you're using the orb, Orb is also important levels. Like if I was using the 15-minute orb or opening range break is what that means. That means where you're marking out the high and low of the first 15 minutes, which is what you see was done here. And as you see, that was still important movement that did occur because it started right at the opening, and you wouldn't know that until the end of the candle. But we kind of see how we had this consolidation happening in the pre-market, tap up, went on up, and then it came on back down, broke back through it, and proceeded to come back down. So I can just, since this has been so long since I've given an update, I'd just like to say there has been a lot of learning. I've made some money. I've been able to take money out of the account. The main issue has not been the trading strategy, it has been me. The important thing that I'm learning every day is you are your own worst enemy. Not the trading strategy. I've learned trading is really not difficult. It's fighting you as a person that makes it difficult, and without that discipline, that is there's no way that it can continue to have a constant stride up. I've had streaks to where I've gone for good periods with no losses, and then it's small things that where it's just mind over matter. And so what I'm learning is a lot of psychology information. I've been listening to some psychology of trading, etc., getting discipline on other small things like discipline of gym, going to the gym and sticking to it no matter what, or doing something at an exact certain time as soon as the alarm goes out, no matter what, doing it, and not making an excuse for not doing it. It all helps with the trading, because like this morning I had a little moment of revenge trading, and I'm having something yelling stop, and I, from what I'm told, this never stops. I've talked to other other traders that have been doing it for years, and they say they have those moments. But some of them have become trained to where they see they've lost track of their emotions. They just shut the whole system down. Something's not right, shut it down. Because trading is not a gamble. This is a, um, this is an actual, uh, how can I say, trade. It's an actual skill that can be molded and shaped fundamentally and technically. Um, so this is, it's not, I'm not going to make this video too long. Kind of just want to express, things that I've been dealing with, because I hadn't been on for a while, but I've been trading every day. There has not been a pause period. Now, take that back. There are moments when I don't take trades. I don't want to make that sound like there are moments I just trade each and every day. I have walked away and not traded on certain days, but I'm active on the market when the market is open without fail. And that's one thing that I would advise people to do. If you're paper trading or whether you're using real money, I'm using real money. Real money helps you get it right faster. I would tell you that it will help you get it together faster. And I advise that you start with smaller accounts. Because a lot of times individuals come in with an upwards of $5,000 and blowing accounts, and I have been privy to that years ago, where I started with about five, uh, grew it to 10, blew it within days because I was gambling. I didn't know how to read charts. I didn't understand any of the major fundamentals that were important, and trading with the institutions versus against it. Can't predict the tops, cannot predict the bottoms. Let the market tell you what it's going to do, and don't go against it, go with it. But the trend lines have been a huge asset because it lets me know how long I can stay in profit. Um, and it kind of guides me, especially short term. Let's say, even on this move right here, as you see, marking out the two touch points, which is this first candle is the first touch point, second touch point, and as you see, it rolled that line up. We had the break here. So the break here would have been a sign, hey, let's move all that up in profit, or if you move up with each angle here. But the trend lines are, is I mean, they're very powerful if you're catching a big move like this, and you see that we got some movement going on, especially if it's been a long-term trend that comes along here. Which are my, when I color the lines like this is green means upward trend. And you can't see my red. Well, okay, I'm gonna just show you on another. Red right here means downward trend. But as you see, we broke it. But I would not adjust this until this candle has ended. Once that candle ends, I go and adjust it accordingly. If the candle is actively moving on the 4 minute, all I know is that I had a break out of that, and I'm waiting to see what happens during that whole candles movement and make the adjustments later. But that has been a powerful move I've done. I have a series of several things that I do, and people say, hey, don't keep it confusing, which for a newbie, this can be confusing. I'm just telling you in a nutshell what has brought me a long way and helped me to understand what's going on with the market. And for all y'all who may not know, like it's in my description, I only trade the SPY. I have other things I do swing trading on, but I day trade the SPY only because the SPY provides insight into pretty much every stock. Because there's between the SPY and QQQ, you get a look in a little taste of every stock. Um, S&P 500, you get a little taste of what's going on in bulk. So that's why my concentration has been on the SPY and success with the SPY, because there's movement every single day, even when it's flat. I've finally learned how to do the ranging. If we have a choppy, normally I would have to get out of the market when we have a lot of choppy action going on. But there is a way to trade chop. But I would advise anybody that's new, like when I first started, I did not fool with chop because it's a certain way you need to know how to trade it. And chop is only on to the perspective of that time frame. It may be chopping around on your 5, but if you move higher to get a bigger visual of what's going on, there's actual movement happen, but maybe consolidation happening, and it's causing a lot of chop back and forth on a smaller time frame. Um, but if I could tell anybody anything to do, start with the one strategy and stick to it. And as you learn what's happening, as I've been learning what's happening on the market, I'm able to kind of add in little small things that help me to see things better, like my trend lines. I can kind of see, okay, this thing it's been tapping this line and going up, tapping this line and going up. And once it breaks it, we know pretty much if like clockwork, um, it's a strong probability that it's going to change directions or do something different. And sometimes it may break the trend line and come and go back through it, but you can always find another entry back into the trade once it gets to that point. So, yep, come leaps and bounds. And the number one thing that I could tell you is following the rules. Nothing is 100%. They have some things that are higher probability type trades, but when you're wrong, just be wrong. Don't keep chasing it trying to be right, because that's what I've done. I've done it. Not trying to be right, but I see where the nature of my error, I see the error of my ways, and I may turn around and go back the right directions. But my rules told me after this type of loss, you have to stop. And what I've learned about myself is once I break one rule, it's easy for me to break multiple ones on that same day. And I find myself, well, you know what, just for today. No, no, no. You're blowing account just for today. And so that's something I wanted to note on here. And I go back and I listen and heed these journals as well. And kind of see how growth has come along, how I'm moving with have I grown? I do know I've grown. But the thing that I'm doing is the issue with self. You see a direction, but if it goes against your rules, stop. Just don't even break one rule. If you stop by not breaking the one rule, you're not tempted to keep breaking them all day long until you blow an account. So that's just a note. Hopefully, this is helping someone. I'm gonna do another live trade eventually. I actually forget to start my camera to rolling because I'm so into charting and doing what I need to do to prepare based on what's happening in pre-market. But yeah, I will eventually come and do a live again and kind of show that how I've been doing on the lives. So that'll be it. Have a great one.